Big news has now arrived on Gunners. You want to know all the details, so follow me until the end of the video. But first, if you are in love with Arsenal, show your love and subscribe to THE channel now and turn on notifications. Here we post daily news and behind the scenes of the biggest club in THE Premier League, Arsenal. Thank you. Mikel Arteta has been linked to the managerial position at Barcelona after Xavi announced his departure at the end of the season. However, discarding the Arsenal project makes little sense. The news of Jurgen Klopp and Xavi Hernandez leaving Liverpool and Barcelona, respectively, at the end of the season has sparked discussions about the managerial carousel in the coming months. Arsenal hasn't escaped being a potential victim of the speculation surrounding Mikel Arteta's ties to Barcelona, combined with suggestions that Barcelona is also interested in the Gunners coach. To fuel this further are Arteta's own words, as he mentioned in an interview with Marca during the summer. Arteta was asked about the prospect of managing in Spain and seemed very open to the suggestion. "Spain is my country," he said when asked. "I've been away for many years, and at some point, returning to La Liga and having other experiences might be an option." He was also asked about Xavi. As expected, he praised his former teammate, but he might have been a bit surprised by his choice. Arteta will face the press on Monday before Nottingham Forest, where he will undoubtedly be questioned about the dual managerial exit decisions. "I've known him since we played together at Barca," he said. "Just knowing his character and how he feels about the game, it was clear to me that Barca needed a figure like him. He has managed to withstand the pressure and has been true to his ideas, always defending the club and the players. The team has been very reliable throughout the year." Arsenal and Barcelona are perhaps in two very similar situations, with the latter making slightly more progress after winning La Liga last season. They clinched the title, opening up a 10-point gap to Real Madrid at the end of the season. Roles have reversed this season, though, and they are 10 points behind their El Clasico rivals, having lost 5-3 to Villarreal over the weekend, while Los Blancos won in Las Palmas. Indeed, Xavi now has a job on his hands to secure a top-4 finish with Atletico Madrid, an athletic club in contention for Champions League spots. Arteta, on the other hand, is in his 4th full season with the Gunners, following a surprising title challenge last year. Expectations have risen this season, and Arsenal remains in the race but risks falling off if they can't secure a result against Liverpool next weekend. The reason Arteta would discard the Arsenal project for Barcelona makes little sense. There are unfinished business and objectives in North London, where another title and trophy would help solidify the work he has done since the FA Cup victory in 2020, after replacing the then-dismissed Unai Emery. Barcelona comes with its current controversies and instability. Sports Celestes reported last October that President Joan Laporta is under investigation for suspected bribery. Meanwhile, Barca continues to face financial complications after selling several stars last summer, with further sales expected to remain competitive in the market this winter and the summer of 2024. Sportcal reported earlier this month that Barcelona will take legal action against the German investment company Libero for non-payment of funds related to a 10% stake in the club's non-fungible token platform Barca Vision. Meanwhile, Arsenal continues to navigate according to the profit and sustainability regulations, but is expected to be free to spend again in the summer. The owners fully support Mikel Arteta, and negotiations regarding his contract, set to conclude in 2025, will undoubtedly be a priority in the future. Why throw everything away to move to Barcelona? I, for one, don't know. Leicester City manager Enzo Maresca addressed the future of Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall amid interest from several Premier League clubs, including Arsenal. The English midfielder has stood out for the Foxes this season, significantly contributing to their immediate return to the English top flight. Dewsbury-Hall's impressive form has garnered attention from various Premier League clubs, with Arsenal and Brighton among those interested. Speculation even suggests that he could leave the King Power Stadium in the current transfer window. While Mikel Arteta already has quality midfielders in his squad, top clubs are always on the lookout for strengthening opportunities. This situation positions Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall as a potential addition to Arsenal's team in the summer transfer window. In the recent Leicester match, the 25-year-old player was rested, prompting questions from reporters about the decision and its potential connection to a transfer away from the club. Maresca said, as quoted by Leicester Mercury. No. The reason he wasn't in the team was that we gave him, Harry Winks, and Jan-Nick Vestergaard, a rest for the Tuesday game. Speaking about a possible departure, he added, "This is a matter for the club, not for me. We certainly talked about the transfer window, but that's not a matter for me. In the end, we need some balance. We'll see. Anyway, I'm not saying anything because Kiernan is our player. When something happens, I will say what I think about it." Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall is an excellent midfielder who has performed well in the Premier League. He is more mature now and could do a fantastic job for us in the next 5 years if we add him to our squad. Callum Wilson, Eddie Howe drops key hint amid Arsenal and Chelsea interest. Newcastle United manager Eddie Howe has acknowledged that he might be powerless to prevent Callum Wilson from leaving the club amid interest from Arsenal and Chelsea. London clubs have joined Manchester United in considering a potential £18 million deal for the English striker, who was made available for transfer, as reported by Standard Sport yesterday. Having invested £400 million in the transfer market since the club's acquisition by a consortium led by the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia, Newcastle is seeking funds to avoid violating the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules. Howe said in a press conference on Friday, "Wilson is 100% committed to Newcastle. We want two strikers in good form, and we want to keep them, but obviously, some things are out of my control." He added, "It's been a tough window so far. It's the first time since I've been a manager that we've been linked with outgoing players. We want to keep our squad intact and our best players, but I'm also aware of the club side and FFP affecting all clubs. We're no different from any other club." Wilson still has 18 months left on his contract at St James Park, and his departure would still allow Howe to deploy top scorer Alexander Isak as the lone striker in his preferred 4-3-3 system. Newcastle's manager has had to deal with increased transfer speculation surrounding his players this month, but two who seem likely to stay put are Kieran Trippier and Miguel Almiron. Paraguayan winger Almiron is reluctant to move to Saudi Arabia after being linked to Al-Shabaab, and Howe said he was desperate to keep him on Friday, describing himself as very confident that Trippier would stay after Bayern Munich saw an offer rejected, and reportedly turned their attention to Galatasaray defender Sacha Boey.